Hey guys, welcome back to the next part of our series. Today we're going to continue with the nails, and those are another one of those pieces inside of ZBrush that can work really well, because the geometry is pretty much just a square, right? If we take a look at the nails right here, you're going to realize that they're, again, pretty much just a square. And I don't remember if I made them asymmetrical, but I'm pretty sure I did them symmetrically. So yeah, we're just going to clone this. I always like to work on a different file just to keep things clean. And we're just going to go ahead and decimate this. I think we can decimate this, so we're going to pre-process this real quick. Mainly because it's really high. It's almost 1 million points, and we really don't need 1 million points for this, guys. So C plugin, let's do a 5% decimation. Decimate current. There we go. As you can see, those should be more than enough to hold in the little like details and stuff. We're going to export this all the way over here. These are going to be Thyros nails underscore high, hit OK, and then we're just going to go geometry and see remesh. Let's see what we get. It's not bad, but we can definitely go way lower. 10,000 polygons is way too much. So let's try 0.1, like really low, and let's see if we can get it to work. That's fairly reasonable, I would say. I think that's quite nice, and there doesn't seem to be any sort of like a weird loops or anything. So I'm going to stick with this, and we're just going to export. Again, back in our assets here, Thyros nails underscore low. And let's go to Maya. See, okay, there we go. So over here, we should have the nails, which we don't need anymore. File, import, and we're going to import the nails low. Did it not finish? There we go. File, import nails low. There we go. So we have them right here. And of course, we're going to delete half of them so that we can optimize these guys a little bit further. And pretty much what I want to do to optimize is just delete a couple of edges. So as you can see, for instance, right there, that's a spiral. But this is one of those spirals that it's easily fixed because we can just control and delete to remove all of the elements. And then we need the high polys in this case. So I'm going to import Thyros nails high. But before we do that, let's change the name. There we go. File, import Thyros nails high. There we go. Let's make them live. Select this, guys, and go into object mode. And as you can see, we're following pretty nicely. But since we deleted that spiral, we have a triangle right there. No big deal. We just grab our cut tool. We do one cut there, and probably like another one right there, just to give enough of volume. That should be working just as fine. Let's go over here. Let me isolate them real quick. Okay, so we don't have any loops right here, so we can select 1, 2, and delete those. That should be more than enough. Let's try this one right here. 1, 2, maybe even 3. There we go. Same deal here. Let's delete this guys. And finally, this guy. So it was only the first one that had spirals, but as you saw there, we could very efficiently delete that spiral. 754, that's fine. Might be a little bit too high. Trying to see if we can like delete like that big spiral right there. As long as we don't have n-gons, we should be fine. That seems fine to me. Same for this one. Like we might want to delete this whole thing right here, but that's actually helping sustain some of the border pieces. Yeah, no, I think we're gonna do it. We're gonna have slightly bigger or slightly more dense nails, but it should be fine. And then at this point, we just shift and mirror to get them on the other side. Let's of course delete the history, and let's copy the number here. So we go to the nails, to the high poly nails, and we go to this guys. And there we go. This high polys that we have right here, let's get them out of the effect. These guys are already the final high polys, so let's just save them as high, because eventually we're gonna have all of the like proper high polys right here. And these are the low polys, which are gonna go into the low poly section. Now, as you can see, there's a little bit of overlay here. Like it seems like this thing pushed out a little bit more than it should. Again, this is perfectly fine. We can always just like move a couple of these things with like soft selection, for instance. Let's just make sure to turn on World X. Just push this in a little bit so that we can see a little bit more of the nail bed right there. And as you can see, that these nails, the fact that they're different geometries are gonna be, it's gonna be really important because it's gonna change the silhouette ever so slightly, but it's gonna change the silhouette, and that's gonna give us a way more interesting character. Of course, you can just paint in the nails or just texture them in, and they look nice. If you're working on a game where there's a lot of characters, then you might need to do that. But for this particular one, I think this process is better. We're gonna get a way better result. We can even get better shading, like we can make them a little bit more translucent so that they look more like real nails. So by having them as a separate geometry, we're going to be able to have more control. Performance-wise, yes, it's a little bit of a hit in performance, but so far, again, you can see right here, we're running at 700 frames per second, so polygons are no longer really the bottleneck of our process. Nowadays, textures are usually what really holds us back. But so far, this character is looking really nice. I'm gonna save the scene real quick. You can see I'm in version 2. You can always like increment and save to get the best, to have backups and make sure that you don't lose all of your process or your project. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. We're ready to jump onto the next section. So for chapter number 3, I want to focus on the belt, which is a really big part of the character. It has a lot of different like bits and pieces. We have the chains and yeah, a lot of complicated elements. Let me show you here real quick. The fur, I haven't mentioned the fur, but the fur we're gonna be doing it with real hair, so we're not gonna retopologize that. We need to retopologize the leather scraps, all of these guys right here. We need to retopologize or do something about the rope, all of this like little keychains things, and yeah, just keep moving from there. So hang on tight, and I'll see you back on the next video. Bye bye.